All right, welcome back. It's good to be here. My name is Nancy, and I'm going to be taking you through some mindful movement today. And so you may have your blocks, some of these props that might be helpful for you for your practice. So some yoga blocks or pillows or blankets. There's this thing also called a strap, a yoga strap. It's you may not have this, but what you could use in lieu of this is a belt or a scarf. So you may want to go ahead and find something along those lines for today. And we'll go ahead and transition to our practice. So just inviting you to come to a comfortable seat on your chairs. So for some of you, that might mean just coming up to the front side of your chair so your feet are flat on the ground. You can also place your feet on a pillow, a towel, or blocks. And just allowing your hands to come to a comfortable position on your lap or maybe even at your side. So again, just taking a moment here to arrive to our practice. Just really being present to what it feels like to be in your body in this moment. Noticing the feet on the ground. Noticing your sit bones on the chair. Maybe your gaze is softened, or you're even closing your eyes. Just allowing your awareness to gaze inward, to really be present to being in this moment in your body. Taking a moment here to make an intention for your practice. Again, that's what your purpose is for this practice, or your mindset as you continue. Our theme as we continue together is going to be curiosity. And so as we continue to sit here in this easy pose, seated posture, I'd like you just to find your breath in your body. So at this point, again, you're not changing it in any way. Just be curious about where the breath is in your body, if you will, where it's landing. It has a natural rhythm. You just find that rhythm. Maybe you notice your breath in the upper part of your body, in your chest. Maybe in your back body or in your belly. Be curious, and just the movement of the breath and how it animates your body. On your next inhale, I invite you to inhale for a count of 3 or 4. And exhale for the same count, 3 or 4. So you're coming into an even inhale and exhale at this time. After your next exhale, inhale once again for the same count, 3 or 4. And this time, as you exhale, draw out your breath, extending it to a count of maybe 6 or 8. And so gently coming into this new breath pattern with your elongated, lengthened exhale. After your next exhale, once again, just come back to a natural rhythm. And just noticing once more what it feels like to be in your body. Noticing if there's any change. Again, this sense of curiosity. You may or may not notice a change. There's no right or wrong. It's just awareness. And so now, bringing awareness to our body and our breath connection again, coming into our seated Tadasana, this foundational pose. So taking the arms, if they aren't already, at your sides, lengthen through the spine, through the crown of the head. Imagine that string gently raising you up as you inhale, lengthening through the spine, through the back of the neck. And as you exhale, grounding down from the waist down, feel your feet on the ground, sit bones on the chair. You may notice the shoulders back in alignment with the hips. So there might be more room or space in the front side of your body, around the chest, around the heart. And to start to bring some dynamic movement here. And so the arms are at your sides here. We're going to start to move laterally in our spine. And so take your left hand as you inhale again, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, take your left hand now and just start to move down towards the ground. So maybe you're following the leg of the chair down towards the ground. Inhaling as you're ready, coming back up. And exhale now, opposite arm moves down towards the ground. Inhaling, coming back, upright. And just continue this movement at your own pace. Notice how it feels in your body. Maybe you feel a little bit of stretch on the opposite side. Maybe you notice the movement of the spine. Still maintaining both feet on the ground, both sit bones on the ground, or excuse me, on the chair. And just having a sense of curiosity of how it feels to move the body in this way. Next time you inhale and come back up, we're going to start to bring a little bit more movement or add on to this vinyasa or movement with breath. As you take your left hand down towards the ground, let's start to bring the right arm up. So just how curious it feels now to bring a little bit more movement to this practice. Starting to engage our opposite arm. Maybe you're feeling more sensation on that side of the body as the arm raises up. And the arm may even start to come over the shoulder as the hand maybe comes upright. And the hand might even start to travel to the opposite side. Again, just notice how it feels. If this does not feel good in your body, you can lower the arm. Just being curious. Finding what is going to be best for you as you continue your practice. And then the next time both arms are down at your sides, just pause there. Come back to stillness. Feel your feet on the ground, that length through the spine. Arms at your sides. Let's take the hands towards the knees now. And if you aren't at the front side of your chair, scoot a little bit forward just so you have a little bit of space behind you. So your arms are extended towards the knees, length through the spine. Coming into flexion and extension of the spine now, coming into what is called our cat and our cow pose. Starting with our cow pose. As you inhale, slide the hands towards you, raising the chin towards the sky, shoulders back, extension of the spine. As you exhale, round the back, tuck your chin under, extend the arms. This is your cat pose. And move now with your breath. Again, in and out of these poses here, flexion and extension. Notice how it feels to move your body in this way. And if it feels good to hold a particular pose for a little bit longer, you can linger there. Again, this is just a practice inviting you to be fully in your body. And particularly with our theme, being curious if it feels good to hold a pose a little bit longer. Again, just honoring what your body is telling you. After your next exhale, come back to your seated Tadasana. Length through the spine, arms at your sides, feet on the ground. This is an active pose. Again, with every breath, lengthening. And with your exhales, grounding. So, on your next inhale, let's inhale the arms overhead. And as you exhale, release the arms, palms down towards the ground. So just a couple of breaths like this, just warming up the arms here. As you inhale, arms overhead, and exhaling. One last time, inhaling. And exhaling. Let's come to a rotation now. Inhaling, arms overhead. As you exhale, take the left arm forward and the right arm back, rotating to your side. I think it's your left side. Inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, rotate in the opposite direction. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And as you exhale, exhale back into your seated Tadasana, our starting position. So that's our movement with our breath. And so when you're ready, inhaling the arms up and coming into that dynamic rotation. Exhale as you rotate in one direction. Inhaling, arms overhead, and exhaling, opposite direction. As you continue in this movement here, just be present to the movement of the body. How does it feel as the body rotates from side to side? How does it feel when the arms are overhead? And one last time, moving at your own pace. And as you finish, meeting back in Tadasana, that foundational pose, coming back to stillness. Just checking in with the body here, noticing how it feels after that movement. Okay, so now we're going to come into our rotation, holding it statically. So, taking your left hand and placing it behind your hip, and your right hand is going to come onto the left knee. On an inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, starting from your core, rotate towards your left. If it's available for your neck, you can turn your gaze over that shoulder. And continuing with your breath here, on your inhales, inhale, lengthening through the spine, and on the exhales, seeing if you could rotate ever slightly more. Lengthening on the inhales and rotating as you exhale. One last breath. And then on an inhale, unwind. Just come back to your Tadasana. Taking the right hand now, placing it behind your right hip. The left hand comes to the right knee. On an inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale from your core, rotate towards the right. Again, your gaze could stay neutral if that feels better for your neck, or you could look over your shoulder behind you. Lengthening as you inhale and rotating as you exhale. As you hold this pose, you might just notice what it feels like as you maintain this rotation. Again, just being curious about your body. And if any time you need to come out of the pose, come out of the pose, and we'll meet you in Tadasana. One last breath. And unwinding. Come back to your Tadasana. And once more, just notice how it feels in your body. And so, we're going to come into what is called gate pose. And you may use your strap if you have a strap available, and you don't, it's not necessary. This strap is always an option. So you may have a strap, you may have a belt or a scarf. And so setting up into our gate pose, let's take that left leg and place it out to the side. So you might need to orient yourself a little bit different on the chair, maybe a little bit forward at the chair. So your right leg comes out to the side, or excuse me, your left leg comes out to the side, your right knee is bent and in front of you. So if you have a strap, you can take your strap in front of you, your scarf, your belt, and just hold on to the strap. Maybe it's about shoulder width, a little bit wider than shoulder width. All right. As you inhale, inhale the strap overhead. As you exhale, exhale, tip over towards that left. You feel that stretch through the side body. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, tipping over towards the left. Feel that stretch through the side body. Inhale. Moving dynamically here. Again, this is with your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can inhale your arms up. You can just tip over towards the left with the arms raised, or you can always have your one arm down and just move with the right arm again. So you're moving dynamically here. The added benefit of using a strap is that you start to engage some other muscles in your body. And so here, keeping the strap taut, you're pulling the strap tight. Hands are pulling opposite directions. So you're engaging here more muscles in the arms, if that's part of your practice today. So we've been moving dynamically. The next time you inhale, arms overhead, let's go ahead, release the strap. Just pause here for a moment. And after moving dynamically, we're going to hold our pose now. And so as you are ready, on an inhale, inhale the arms overhead. And as you exhale, bring your arms over towards your left. Still ground through the sit bones on the chair beneath you. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. If you're holding a strap, keeping the strap taut, so pulling your hands in opposite directions. Feeling the stretch through the side body. And as you hold this pose, just again, be curious in what it feels like. Maybe you notice one particular area of your body. And always remember your breath. Two more breaths. On an inhale, inhale, coming back upright. Let's take the arms down as you exhale and take your feet back to the front of your chair. And just take a moment here. You can release the strap. Just have your arms at your sides and notice how it feels in the body from that pose. Perhaps you're feeling more sensation on one side of the body than the other, or more sensation in the arms. And now stepping out in the opposite direction. So your right leg comes out to the side. Holding on to the strap, moving dynamically. On an inhale, arms raise overhead. As you exhale, tipping over towards that right side. Remember that body-breath connection, moving with your breath. Even when we're holding a pose, you continue to breathe. The arms might be a little bit tired if you're using the strap from the opposite side, so you can, again, this is your practice, you can release the strap and just move dynamically with one arm. So again, you have options here in your practice. And then the next time your arms overhead, one or both arms are ahead, pause there and then release the arms. Just pausing here for a moment as we transition to holding our pose now. On an inhale, raise one or both arms with or without your strap. And as you exhale, you can take the hands over towards the right, holding this pose here. Maybe really noticing here the stretch through the side body. Maybe breathing into that left side. And on an inhale, when you're ready, inhale, coming upright again. Release the arms and step to the front side of your chair. You can set your strap aside if you were using one. Coming back to your seated Tadasana, just once again noticing how it feels after that pose. And so moving dynamically again, let's alternate knee raises here with our opposite arm, this contralateral movement. And so at the front side of your chair, being able to move freely with the legs. When you're ready, on an inhale, inhale the right arm and the left knee. And exhale. Opposite arm comes up. Exhale. And just a few more times here like this. Starting just to engage the lower portion of our body here. Again, it's opposite side, opposite arm and leg. So this is a movement with breath, and so we're going to add on to this. So when both feet are on the ground and both arms are at your sides, we're going to pause here. And our movement is going to be alternating arms, one side and then the other, and then bringing both arms overhead. And so we'll try that together, moving in our bodies as you are ready. On an inhale, right arm, left knee, inhale. And exhale. Opposite side, inhale and exhale. Now this time both arms come up, inhale and exhale. Now starting the opposite side now, the right knee and the left arm, inhale and exhale. Opposite side and both arms. And so now, starting from the beginning. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Both arms, inhale. So really being mindful in our movement, contralateral movement, moving in our vinyasa, movement with our breath. One last time. The next time, both arms overhead, and you release them, bat your sides, pausing here, coming into stillness. Coming to hold our pose now. So, coming into a static pose. When you are ready, we are going to inhale the right knee up and both arms. Holding that pose as you are ready, inhale the right knee, arms overhead. Hold this pose as best you can. Imagine here that you're balancing on that left foot. So press that left foot into the ground beneath you. Lengthen through your spine. Holding up that knee. And if at any time you need to pause and release the leg, go ahead, release the leg, come back to your Tadasana, and we'll meet you there. 2 more breaths as best you can. On an exhale, release your leg, release the arms. Notice the breath in your body. Notice any sensations from that pose. And when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to take up now the left knee and the arms, holding this pose as you are able. Pressing into the sole of that right foot. Again, imagining here, balancing. As you hold this pose, just being curious of what you're noticing. Maybe you're noticing it's challenging. Maybe thoughts are coming to your mind. This is hard, or why are we doing this? Just, again, there's no right or wrong in this practice. It's just being curious. And 2 more breaths. And on an exhale, release the arms, release your leg. Allowing the body just to be supported here beneath you. The ground under the feet, the sit bones on your chair. Okay, so now continuing with our vinyasa, another movement again with the arms, with the legs. And so we're going to come into the same movement with the legs. We're going to raise the legs, inhale as we raise the leg, and exhale. With the arms, it's going to be a little bit different this time. Still contralateral movement, the opposite arm to the leg. And so let's start with the left leg. We're going to raise that left knee, and then we're going to bend the right arm and exhale. So inhale. It's like you're doing a bicep curl. You might notice here as you bend your elbow, that muscle in the front side of the upper arm, that bicep muscle. So again, opposite arm and leg, just a few times. And so one more time on each side, and we'll start to add on. All right, so both feet are on the ground, arms at your sides. And just like we did with the arms raised, we'll alternate each side, and then we'll bring both arms up in unison. All right, so we're gonna have to think as we continue with this vinyasa. So we're really engaging here, both hemispheres of the brain, really having to think of our movement, being very mindful. So when you're ready, starting with the left knee and the right arm. Inhaling and exhaling. Opposite side. And remember, unison now. Now we start with the right knee and the left arm. Oops. Yeah, have to be mindful. Think about that contralateral movement still. So really being present. And next time, both feet are on the ground, arms at your sides. We're going to pause here. We're going to now add to this vinyasa. Okay, so we've been raising the knees. Now we're going to come into a leg extension with the arms. So we're going to extend the arms and the leg at the same time. So when both arms are flexed here and your knees raised, we're going to extend the arms and the leg, coming back to our original position, and then release back to the ground. Okay, so that's what we're adding. When the arms are bent, the knees bent, and we're going to extend forward and then come back to flexion, and then release. All right, so let's come back to our starting position here, our Tadasana. And when you're ready, inhale the left knee, the right arm, and exhale. Moving alternate arm and leg. Unison here, extension. Inhale and exhale. Come back to contralateral movement. So really being mindful in our movement. We have to really think about our movements. Extension, flexion, extension. So you move at your own pace. Again, this is a body-breath connection. You inhale, raise, exhale, release. Ooh, I need to extend, so extend. All right. And our theme, being curious. Sometimes we make mistakes. And what thoughts come to mind when we find ourselves maybe doing something that we didn't intend to do, or we forgot. And so sometimes thoughts come to our mind of judgment and like, oh. And so that's part of our practice. Is I invite you in, especially with our theme today of curiosity, just notice not only the movement of our body, but also what thoughts come to mind. Noticing if they're kind thoughts or thoughts of judgment, and just notice. And just know that also thoughts can come and go. We are not our thoughts. All right, next time both feet are on the ground, arms at your sides. Once more, coming back to stillness. Just taking our gaze inward, just noticing what it feels like after being active to come back to stillness, what it feels like in our body. All right, let's go ahead and hold our pose now. We're going to come into a leg extension, holding that, strengthening the muscles here in our legs, our quadricep muscle. And so there are a few options with this leg extension. You can take your hands and support the leg. So we could start with the left leg. So just take your hands here and just holding on to the upper leg here, the thigh. On an inhale, extend that leg. Extend your foot in front of you. Maybe you're supporting that leg with your arms. Remember here, keeping your breath active. There's no point at any time where we're holding our breath. So you can stay here supporting your leg, or if it's available, you can release the hands and see how that feels. Just, again, be curious on if it's available to you to release the arms, and then maybe you go ahead and support the leg as needed. One more breath. And as you're ready, exhale, release. So the legs still lengthen. Let's come into a forward fold here. So let's take the hands to our thighs, lengthening through the spine. On an exhale, hinging from your hips, keep your back flat. Exhale, hinge forward. Maybe your arm travels down the leg. You can release the head, let it be heavy. And as you hold this pose, notice what you're feeling, what sensations in your body. Do you feel the hamstrings lengthening? Do you feel your spine? Maybe the head, as it's maybe below the heart. Maybe you're feeling some blood coming to the brain, nourishing the brain. On an inhale, inhaling, coming upright. Let's take both feet back to the ground, so bending that leg. And when you're ready, going to extend now the right leg. So you take the hands onto that right leg. On an inhale, extend the leg in front of you. Feeling the muscle here in the quadricep, maybe. Maybe your arms are released. See how it feels to just support the leg with the muscles. And the hands can again support the leg as needed. when you're ready, on an exhale, release your leg. Hands come to the thighs, coming into our forward fold, lengthening on an inhale. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, folding forward. Maybe your hand travels down the leg. Just letting the head be heavy. And on an inhale, coming upright again. Bending the leg, both feet on the ground, arms come to the sides. Let's come into one more vinyasa. And this time we're going to start to step out from side to side. So you want to make sure the side of your chair is available and clear. And we're going to come into what it's called cactus arms. All right, so our elbows are going to be bent. And let's start though with the arms at your sides in our Tadasana. On an inhale, inhale the arms overhead. We're going to exhale the arms, bend the elbows now. As you do, you're going to step out to the left. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, step out to the opposite side. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, release the arms. So that's our vinyasa. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, stepping out to the side, cactus arms. Inhale, center. Exhale, stepping out to your side. Inhale and exhale. So move at your own pace here. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, stepping out to one side. One last time, moving dynamically. Coming back to your Tadasana. Coming back to stillness. Next is holding our pose, holding this wide-legged squat with cactus arms. So on your next inhale, inhale the arms up. As you exhale, exhale, step out to the side, bending the elbows. So here, coming into this squatting pose, press your feet down into the ground. Engage those thigh muscles, strengthening the leg muscles. Arms are out to the sides here with the elbows bent. So feeling maybe that openness in the chest. Just notice how it feels. What does it feel like to have the arms out, open, the chest open, heart open, feet on the ground? 2 more breaths. On an exhale, exhale. Let's step to the center, palms together. Release the arms, bringing them to the sides, feet on the ground. Come back to your Tadasana. Maybe soften the gaze or even close your eyes. Just once again, allowing your awareness to turn inward and just feel the echo of that pose in your body. And now we come to our final pose, our Shavasana. So transitioning here to maybe sitting more towards the back of your chair. So really just allowing the body to be fully supported. So your back can come up and rest on the back of the chair. Your feet can either be extended, maybe resting on another chair, or just feet on the ground. Palms can be either up towards the sky with the backs of the hands on the thighs, or maybe you just rest the palms on the thighs. And as you come into this final pose, just settling in, just really allowing your body to be supported. Feel the surface beneath you, behind you. Softening the gaze or even closing the eyes. Again, just maybe being curious to what it feels like just to let the body, let it release into these surfaces. And gently bringing awareness back to your body. Starting to move the toes and the fingers. Maybe gently turning the head from side to side. And as we journeyed through our practice, we not only were aware of the movements of our body, but also the movements of our mind. Just bringing a sense of curiosity as we moved through this time together. Our bodies taking shape in different positions. Also our minds, in our mind rather, thoughts come and go. And there's part of us though that is unchanging, the ground of our being, our true self. And I just want to thank you. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your practice. And so I wish you well the rest of your day and week. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.